I love that, so when you have a full party here, they all have their own idle animations. Your party members will frequently, look at each other and make eye contact and stuff. Cloud won't, though. He stares off into the middle distance, or he kind of looks at the ground. He will very, very rarely actually make eye contact with people. I love it.
Well, it's just the way he was raised. He thinks of eye contact as a challenge, and so he's going to have to fight for dominance.
Yeah, we're going to have, other people may have dance-offs. Cloud has the flip-offs, of course. In these crates. One of these crates drops a Moogle medal.
Ooh.
I've been very unlucky in this playthrough, and this is only the second medal I've gotten so far. These are collectibles that just randomly, they just have a small chance of dropping from crates whenever you break them. Sometimes treasure chests have them too.
It shows you fought with distinction in the Moogle Wars.
The great Moogle Wars. Where we just hovered over them in helicopters and just shot at them with rifles. The Moogle medals, we can't do anything with them yet, but eventually you can use them to trade for some items that you cannot get anywhere else in the game.
Each Moogle medal is made from one of their ears.
Oh, no.
When the time comes, remember, we just gotta follow the nose.
What?
Stamp's nose.
We look for graffiti, then head in whichever direction its nose points. But pay attention to railway signals, too. You see blue lights, you're going the right way.
You fucking love Stamp.
Stamp is a great addition to the remake. So there's, these enemies are really easy to pressure and then stagger with Barret, which will make it easy to learn his new ability, but there's one ability that we've only used once right at the start of the game. The Barret's steel skin thing, increases defense, makes it harder for him to flinch from attacks.
Yeah. That looks like a man who is unkillable.
Yeah. I just wanted to, point out that his animation in slow-mo for this owns, because at first, it looks like, he just became a god of destruction who cannot be killed, but slowly and surely it becomes Barret at his friend's house on a Sunday afternoon, being very excited that his football team just scored a goal. Oh, it's good. It's good.
They should put the super slow-mo on the crowd at sports games.
Oh my God,
once that's a thing that exists again, the crowd at sports games.
Yes. So Steel Skin has a time limit on it, but there's no indicator in the HUD. These sparklies flickering around him are the indicator that Steel Skin is still active. You don't really have to pay attention to this too much because Steel Skin lasts a long time. It's like a minute and a half or even 2 minutes before you have to apply it again. Mm-hmm. But that's how you can tell it's active. He gets all sparkly. And also Barret's, overcharge ability on the triangle button that hits multiple times and hits hard. That meter in the bottom left that has to slowly charge before we can use it again. Mm-hmm. If you press the button now, Barret will just cock his gun and charge it. But there's a trick where Barret's, when he's firing, his gun eventually overheats and fires one big burst. If you press the triangle button, you can chain that charge animation into his normal attack animations to charge up faster, while still also getting damage in. It's really fun. I like that trick with him a lot.
So this is the episode where we talk about Barret tech.
Yeah, Barret has some tech. Everybody in this party right now has extra tech I haven't shown off yet. There's one for Cloud it'll be a while before I show that thing with him, 5 or 6 episodes from now, but also I love Barret shouting "suck on this" to a rat.
What would your daughter think, Barret? Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Such a potty mouth.
I know you keep it away from Marlene, but still, just think how she would feel. There's a star pendant in this chest. This is a new accessory. If you slap it on somebody, it makes them immune to the poison status effect.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's
a good
very
thing.
nice. It doesn't give you any stat boosts, but yeah, there are some items that straight up just make you immune to certain things. I'm throwing this on Barret because he's also the dude that currently has the materia that cures poison, so I don't have to worry about him himself getting poisoned. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you bring up the character sheets for people here. You can see all the different immunities and things that they have resistances towards, since after a while you can stack a lot of those things up together. Yeah, you can also get like a better explanation of what all of your abilities and spells do and all that, which is nice, because there's some that if you don't go out of your way to read what they do, you might not be able to suss out what the point of them are.
Yeah.
You gotta check the signal, son.
No, something I really appreciate about Stamp is I have like so many settings that should have like media figures don't, and it always bothers me.
Yeah.
Biggs is way ahead of us. Jesse was gonna back him up, so it wouldn't surprise me if he needs our help. So let's not keep him waiting.
Like, this is a world where people watch TV. We see them watch TV. For some reason, they're only watching the news. But, like...
It's a lot of stuff happening in the world.
There is mass media, and there should be, like, shows people talk about, like Stamp. And a lot of things don't even go to that length, which bothers me.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Stamp, which is a new thing in the original game, as well as the remake. There's people talking about that play Loveless, which also has a new musical version.
Yeah. The one play that they keep remaking.
Yeah. The, one of the prequel games, Crisis Core, which I can't really talk about too much because it's full of spoilers. It assumes that you know what happens in the original game. But there was a thing I really liked where one of the new characters in there was a dude obsessed with Loveless, but it wasn't even the play version. He was obsessed with Loveless's source material, which was a book of poems. And so he was always reading from it. It was so good. It was like the one really good gimmick of that kind of otherwise stupid character.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Like, there's an example of how it ties into world building in the show The Expanse, which I've been watching a lot recently.
Oh yeah, I saw you tweet about that.
Like, I think that doesn't, do the thing I wanted to do as much as it could either. But there's one really good example of it happening where someone, it's honestly a very Stamp-like moment, someone tells a joke about the like air filter safety mascot that they had in PSAs on these asteroid belt stations.
Yeah.
And you can tell based on who gets the joke and who doesn't where every character grew up.
Oh, that's
and
great.
I really like that moment.
That's awesome. Also, I love that when we walked in here, your party members do not give a fuck about tables and chairs in this game, and they will just barrel through them. Also, I looked down here, but I love that they had two bowls of dog food for the two mutant dogs you fought here. As well as a basketball for the lone soldier who just worked in that shitty little outpost.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that environmental storytelling just means skeletons next to things that could possibly kill you.
Yeah. And at most, the skeleton wrote in his own blood, "Their legs are the weak point," or something like that. Good luck.
Good luck. Thanks. I will need some luck to blow up yet another reactor. It's Stamp.
Hey, it's Stamp.
It knows we trust.
Good thing our colleagues put up all that Stamp graffiti. Without it, we'd be lost for sure.
Co-op Stamp, reclaim Stamp.
Yeah, I absolutely like when I play this part, and it's like, okay, cool. They're still doing more. They're doing more stuff with Stamp. It's not like you just saw him once at the beginning, and that was it. But I also love that, like these revolutionaries are co-opting this fucking corporate propaganda. It's rad.
See ya! Nothing's gonna stop us!
You would say that.
Yes, he's an optimist. Yeah, he would say that.
He's Barrett.
He's fucking fired up.
Yeah, I love how many voice clips Barrett has for battle in these parts. That's just him pumping himself up.
Inside his head, he's just doing the steel skin animation all the time.
Yeah.
What's that?
Nothing good.
Guys, I think it might be a nest.
All kinds of creepy crawlies make themselves at home in the lake. They'd get messed up even more by the Mako.
Mako did this?
No, not Mako. Shinra. What?
That black and white world of yours.
You like it, huh? You know there's room for one more.
I'll think about it.
So yeah, we got some new enemies here. Something this game does frequently. You know, we picked up the star pendant that makes you immune to poison. This treasure chest gives you 2 antidotes to cure poison. Whenever a game is doing something like this, it's very heavily signaling, hey, enemies are coming up that can poison you. Or if suddenly you pick up another, like, if there were a lightning materia on the ground, you know, we've already got 1 or 2 of those. You pick that up, it's like, oh, there's going to be stuff weak to lightning
Robots.
coming up ahead.
There's going to be some robots.
Yeah, for sure.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, weird, creepy bugs. These enemies are from the original, and you encountered them in the railway here too.
I got this.
I always like the look of these guys. But yeah, these guys are capable of poisoning you. Something I wish you could do, you had the ability to do in this game is, like, you know, you can scan enemies and see what their abilities are. I wish they would tell.
Oh, look at that buddy.
Yeah, look at him. I wish when you scanned, it also told you what properties their basic attacks have, because this guy, none of his abilities poison you, but if he just stings you with a basic attack with a stinger, that poisons you. I wish they would straight up go like, here's the attacks that poison you, and not just only their abilities, but whatever.
Steady. I'm waiting.
Yeah, the grass strikes, something that they did in the remake with these guys that I really like a lot is, so you can encounter these enemies in the original in the same location, but they were just one of like 5 or 6 different enemies you could encounter in here in random encounters, and that was it. In the remake, they've gone and went, well, if these big creepy bugs actually were in the subway, that means they live here. That means there must be tons of gross, creepy webs everywhere.
Obviously.
So, yeah, they do this a couple different times with certain enemies where, like, there's certain enemies that were kind of memorable or iconic of a certain area in the original, and they'll go like an extra step with those enemies, go like, well, what would this place look like in a remake when they actually inhabit that place in the world now? It's really cool, because that wasn't even the thing I would consider they would do in a remake at all. I thought it would just be, you know, it looks nicer.
I just love that Cloud's cure casting gesture is a, yeah, whatever.
Here you go. Here's some of your mortality back. Also, grass strikes, they're weird bugs, which means they're weak to ice. Anything mutated or weird or gross, weak to ice. There's one other behavior the grass strikes have. If there's only one of them left, they will protect themselves with a barrier spell so that they take less damage. Yeah, I took this one out. That one just put a barrier on itself. You can see that little blue icon below its health bar. Yeah, that's the barrier buff. Also, a nice thing is that in the data sheets here, you can bring up like a icon key because there's so fucking many of them. Yeah, the barrier buff reduces damage from physical attacks by half and lasts a minute-ish or so. It kind of varies, but
they have their own steel skin.
Yeah, I don't think... I wish the game would tell you exactly how much steel skin helps with Bear's defense. I don't think it's good as a barrier spell is, but...
I could have done that on my own.
Sure you could.
Yeah, every time I was breaking crates, I was really hoping that more movable metals were going to drop, because usually... Hey, there's one.
There you go.
By this point in like a normal playthrough, I would have significantly more, and I really want to have more, because otherwise I won't be able to do all the stuff I want to in an upcoming episode.
What is this, a science experiment?
I just love the vibe that Barrett is really hyping himself up and like putting on this act of Barrettness. And Cloud obviously is, and Teef is the only one who's just being real.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's such a good dynamic.
Yeah, it's, so we got a Queen Grass Strike here. They can poison, the Royal Webbing ability there has both a sword and a staff next to it, which means it does both physical and magic damage. Sometimes this is because it's like an ability that is like multi-hit, so one hit might do physical, one might be magic. Sometimes I think it's just a single hit that has some different formula for how it calculates that stuff based on both stats. I wish they would tell me because I desperately want to know. It doesn't truly...
Tell me your secrets, bug lady.
Yeah, it doesn't truly matter that much, but... Oh, all these grass strikes, they can spit webbing everywhere, and if you stand in it, it afflicts you with the slow status effect, so your ATB gauge fills up really slow. This is the royal webbing move. It just grabs somebody, just starts pulling them in. You can free people from this if you do like a lot of damage very quickly. Kind of in a bad situation. I wasn't able to get Cloud out of it, but yeah, he also got poisoned from that.
Oh dear. Oh,
Yeah.
oh dear.
It's on you.
Of all the times.
So poison can either be not much of an issue or it can be a big deal. There's multiple different levels of poison. They're all just called poison, but
Let's switch it up.
yeah, later on it can be a pretty big deal. It'll eat through your health really fast, but I put the that cleansing materia on Barrett, so he's got the poison spell, which is very cheap, and it just cures poison.
I poison a cloud. Hey.
Bring it.
And yeah, if Tifa got poison, not a big deal for her because she still has that chakra skill to heal herself and get rid of poison.
Shatter. Let's finish this.
So earlier we were talking about Barrett tech. Let's talk about some Tifa tech.
All right.
So, you know, she's got that unbridled strength thing. You can use it to level up her moveset twice in a row. Extends her combo both times, and it also levels up her triangle move. So if it's maxed out, you can chain all three of those different triangle moves together.
Yes, yes. This is the remedial reminder of Tifa tech.
Yeah.
Yes.
The game does not teach this part very well at all, unfortunately. But let's say this Queen Grass Strike has a lot of health. We want to stagger it, of course. Tifa is the only party member in the entire game that has the ability to increase how much damage enemies take while they're staggered. All of her triangle moves, when they connect with a staggered enemy, increases their stagger percentage. So right now, by default, it's at 160%. And Tifa's doing a really cool looking flip right now. I love it. But if we switch over to Tifa, and now we use her Rise and Fall move, because her moveset is maxed out, we use that, now it's at 180% damage. If we use her Omni Strike now, it adds another 25% to the stagger thing. So now, when we hit it with that, it's going to be taking more than double damage at this point. And yeah, even her basic uppercut move increases stagger damage by another 5%.
Too late.
I ain't no excuse, nigga. Why I gotta kill all these nasty ass bugs?
Those things really creep me out.
The train's gonna get derailed by one of these days.
Shinra should do something.
After an accident, they will.
When it's too late, then.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, the dynamic of these three is a lot of fun, and it was definitely present in the original, but it's here way more than it used to be. Just
Somewhere else.
in part because there's so much extra dialogue that they can put into battles and running around dungeons that they didn't before.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this whole area we're going through right now, just for comparison, takes about 10 minutes to get through maybe in the original game. And now it's like a whole fully fledged dungeon with this gimmick of following a stamp. They do a decent amount of that type of stuff in this.
Anyway, time for a break.
Oh, phew. And everyone else just has to watch. They don't even get a turn.
Look, there's only one bench, okay? I didn't make it that way. Blame Shinra.
Yeah. One new materia to buy. It's the poison materia. Now we can poison shit.
Ah.
The poison materia is an easy one to just ignore, but it actually is really useful. Maybe not right when you first get it, but later on it can be really great. We'll slap it on Barrett though.
So he can poison, he can cure poison, he is
Yeah.
himself immune to poison.
Yeah. And I replaced... Previously he had the revival materia, but that chest gives you a ton of Phoenix down, so...
There's good old Stamp. Check his nose.
This isn't bad, you know?
Yeah, they really captured the essence of corporate propaganda.
Stamp is a 3-star general. Stamp has sent men to their
Check
deaths.
it out. I guess Shinra's doing something about those monsters after all.
Doing a half-assed job, looks like.
I really like the animations here because they really do look like they just don't give a fuck about clearing out these webs.
Man, how do we get such a shit detail?
Screw it. Let's just give it a quick once-over and call it a day.
They also don't realize you're here right away, so you can just kind of walk straight up to them before they go like, oh shit!
Hey, you want to see a quick once-over while we're at it?
Allow me.
So we've got the Flame Trooper here, still weak to fire like every other Shinra soldier, but he has a lesser resistance to physical attacks, which means just by default, he is taking about half the amount of normal damage from all physical attacks. And he's also got another thing, he's got a fuel tank on his back, and if you hit that enough, he'll just eventually fucking explode.
Ooh.
All of his attacks have the fire element tied to them, which you don't have to worry about weaknesses with your party members, at least.
Take the lead.
But anytime somebody is shooting you, even with like a flamethrower or something mechanical, that still counts as magic damage.
How do you think they make the flamethrower work, huh?
Yeah. So Barrett has that bio magic spell now from the poison materia. Bio is cool because on top of it doing a little bit of magic damage, it puts the poison status effect on people. It's also guaranteed to hit. It cannot miss. And it also is one of the few spells in the game that doesn't have an element tied to it, which is good sometimes because some enemies can really only be affected by non-elemental magic, or they will like completely nullify or absorb even most elements.
So basically, you can give these people food poisoning.
Yeah.
Their tummies get very upset.
Yeah.
Okay! Too late!
That was a really good ragdoll right there.
No surprises there.
Yeah, poison can be very, very useful on bosses or big enemies that have a lot of health, because the poison status effect lasts a really long time, like a solid 2 minutes. So having their health just slowly tick down over that time can cause like thousands of points of damage. And hey, it's been a little bit, but guess what? Down with authority.
Down with authority.
The best all-purpose graffiti. Don't know what to put down? Just put down with authority.
That is the name of my skatewear brand. I sell so many Down with Authority shoes and hats.
There's an old rail yard not far from here. What we're looking for is somewhere inside.
And that is...
A secret passageway.
We've compiled our report on Avalanche's combat capabilities and our...
Report, report, report. What good do you think a damn report will do anyone?
I don't...
Have you already forgotten the war with Wu-Tai? An enemy spared is an enemy who will repay your kindness with blood. We must crush them thoroughly and completely, without hesitation or mercy. Shinra cannot and will not settle for anything less. Will you?
But sir...
If so, I can only assume that you and your men no longer wish to serve in your current positions. Is that correct?
We'll prepare the prototype in Section E for immediate deployment. Right now, damn it!
Another day, another victory. How do I do it?
So this whole time we've been following the stamp graffiti. You know, it's super easy to go the right way in this. There are wrong ways to go.
Oh, okay.
Most of them, like, pretty quickly, your party members will go like, I think this is the wrong way, we should turn around, and then the game will, like, force you to turn around after a certain point, but in the end of this video, we'll have a little extra bit. There is a extremely wrong way you can go that you don't want to go.
Gotta love the irony of Shinra's smarmy lapdog leading the way to its master's destruction.
Yes, Barrett, it's very symbolic. We all know about stamp. But I want to go this way. I gotta pee. This looks like a bathroom.
Maybe there'll be treasure in the bathroom. Oh yeah, give me those Moogle medals. So no bathroom, but there's a leather bracer in here.
Ah, okay.
It's pretty good. Not much magic defense, but even more physical defense, and an extra materia slot.
2 slots.
Yeah, gonna slap that on Barrett because he is the dude that I still want to have the most defense on. And also,
Is there something poison themed we can slap in there just to stay on brand?
I wish. We're all poisoned up. I slapped a brand new fire materia in that slot since, you know, you can get multiples of a lot of the materia in this game, and it's good to level up multiple of each just in case, you know, later on in the game it's like, okay, we're going to fight a lot of a certain enemy weak to a certain element. It'd be great to have leveled up versions of all of those and all of my people.
Intruder!
That was my break room!
Oh no!
That was my leather bracer!
Oh no!
Shinra leaves employee bonuses and treasure chests for us to find. It keeps us busy. We can never go home. Man, 2 stamps. They really wanted you to know.
You really don't like Stamp, do you, Barrett?
It's not that I hate it. I hate the fact that Shinra took a loyal animal like that and co-opted it for their own self-serving agenda.
Poor old Stamp.
Starting to remind me of one of Marlene's picture books. The one that's full of nothing but mazes.
Think you're making progress, and then you hit a wall.
Knock it down.
You're starting to sound like Barrett.
Never mind.
It's a good plan. Hey, hold up. This way.
Security is a lot tighter than I thought it would be.
If they want to stand between us and the rail yard, that's their choice.
So this upcoming fight is actually a pretty tough one, because you look at it and you're just like, okay, it's just 2 flame troopers. That isn't that bad. And then 2 giant rocket launching turrets come out of the fucking ground. Yeah, these are new turrets we haven't seen before. These things are difficult to stagger unless you're hitting them with either lightning or non-elemental magic, and lightning is more effective at it. Everything else does not increase the stagger meter at all.
Upset the turret's tummy.
It's immune to poison, unfortunately.
Oh no!
Yeah, basically all robots are going to be immune to poison. And sleep. Can't make most robots sleep, but yeah, they just shoot a lot of missiles all over the place. They're kind of high damage, and also if you get hit by them, they will stagger. They will make you flinch a lot, knock you out of attacks. Even Barrett's steel skin ability has a limit to what will not make him flinch. Basically, anything like explosive or anything where it's like if you were fighting a giant robot and it did an uppercut on you, Barrett would go flying from that still.
Yeah.
Buzz off.
Need my help.
Yeah, this fight is just hard because it's just the turrets stagger you a lot, make you flinch. Even if you're blocking, the flame troopers will just chew through your health because all their damage is magic based, and no one is super great at magic defense right now. Here's the barrier spell.
Ooh.
We can't defend against the flame troopers, but all of the missiles are physical, so now that Cloud has that on, he'll reduce all the damage from that stuff by half. And I like the little, like, glowing wisps that float around you when you have the protect spell on you.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty.
He looks like he should be, busking at a Renaissance fair, maybe. But it's nice.
Yeah.
No more playing nice.
Yeah, this was a fight. I don't remember if I died when I first played this, but if I didn't, it was like with maybe one person left alive.
Barrett's dying, Cloud.
Oh man. Please no.
Buzz off.
No getting through that gate. Let's take the stairs.
Congratulations.
It's not really a Final Fantasy exclusive thing, but ever since Final Fantasy has moved on to having voice characters, they can't not write lots of puns based on what spells they're casting. So there's gonna be a lot of that. Like they went whole hog with it with Final Fantasy X, and they just never stopped really. Also, it came up a little bit right before that fight, but another thing I like once you're running around some of these dungeons with Tifa and Barrett is the other thing with Barrett is, aside from himself constantly like pumping himself up, is if he doesn't have anything else to talk about, he just immediately goes back into dad mode and starts talking about Marlene.
We should be reaching that secret passage real soon. I knew Plan E wouldn't fail us. Should have called it Plan Excellent. What you think, Mr. Ex-Soldier?
Biggs made the plan, right?
I provided some input.
Hope not too much.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, I love that Biggs is the supposed strategist of this cell of Avalanche. The smartest boy. And I think Wedge is for morale. He's just so likable, and he has so many cats.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way, you were hoping for a Stamp
This
cartoon.
was abandoned.
We don't
Yes.
quite get that, but we do get a Stamp theme song, and I edited in a clean version with lyrics.
Hell yes.
He's a good boy who never stops. Keeping nice in his day for each and everyone. He's always kicking back a bat. And I can never stay into the next week. Go all out, go all out, little step. You got so much courage and everybody thinks you as well. Even though you get distracted by a tree throwing away. Even though you don't remember how to see or how to stay. Fight for us, little step. You just stand on four legs and you're the hero that we need. Even though you're always tempted by a tender meaty bone. Even though you work at nothing when you think you're all alone. Go all out, little step. Fight for us, little step. If only we could have such big hearts. As big as death and shingles. If only we could have such big hearts. As big as death and shingles.
When do you recruit Stamp in your party? Is that in the second game?
Oh man, maybe. Oh, lightning materia here. There's robots coming up.
We're gonna meet the person who created Stamp, like the Stamp
God.
brand manager.
Oh man, that would be great.
That's an NPC I need to meet.
Yeah, maybe it's Shinra Middle Man. No, it's not Shinra Middle Manager.
No.
He's not an idea guy.
He's a yes man.
Yeah, he's a sniveling yes man. So yeah, that clean version, like when you pick up music in this game and listen to it, it still has like that filter over it of like listening to it through a crappy jukebox. That clean version is from the official soundtrack of the game, but you can only get the special 8th CD. Also, we hit weapon level 3.
Ooh.
You can only get the 8th special CD that has clean versions of all the jukebox music if you pre-ordered the soundtrack. So the stamp song is very hard to get a hold of. Yeah, with further increased weapon levels, you get even nicer upgrades. This one for Cloud is really nice. If he has less than a quarter of his health left, any healing spells cast on him will heal him an extra 50%.
Hey.
Super nice. With Barrett, we're going to be increasing his magic abilities just a little bit here, and also his health, because I just want him to be a big, healthy boy.
Grow up big and strong.
Yeah, big and... grow up big and strong. Barrett! And Tifa... Whenever I have a chance with Tifa, I just always make her attack stat higher. She just needs to be the biggest, strongest punch woman in the world. Figuratively, she's very tiny.
Give it up, assholes, or we'll blow you to hell!
Get out of our break room!
Those are my boxes! Leave my boxes alone!
It's very lonely here. I just collect the boxes I find. They fall off the train. I don't know why that singular Shinra guard sounds like that.
You know, this is his first job when he moved to the big city off of Grandma's farm.
I guess so, yeah. And he was already an elite guard.
Yeah.
It's really incredible. He's very talented. Also with that last fight there, we got enough AP to level up Cloud's lightning materia to the 2nd level. Ooh. So, better lightning spells. I'm glad they made this room full of tables just so that you can go around destroying all of them. It's really satisfying.
So many guards.
Too many. Keep looking for Paper Little's head. He'll lead us to the passageway.
Something I really like about this remake, because I had these thoughts even like when I was 10 or 11, when I first played this game, was there were very few games that made me want to think more about how the city was built. I just wanted to know about infrastructure for some reason, and this game goes deeper into that, and I'm just like, yes, infrastructure!
This it? Get back!
That all you got?
Someone's mad.
Take your best shot, asshole!
It is the Crab Warden.
Looks like an old lie.
So it's antique.
Don't underestimate it. It's slow, but it hits hard.
Someone is in charge of Crab Jail, and it is the Crab Warden.
So yeah, this is an old Shinra robot that was used in the war against Wutai. You can stagger it a lot quicker if you blow up its legs. And in fact,
Works for me.
it's got a lot of abilities, lots of magic-based fire attacks and stuff. It has a lot of basic attacks. It has like 12 different ways to shoot you with bullets, so the protect spell still works good here.
Aim for its legs. Bring it down.
So we've seen both Cloud's and Tifa's limit break. We haven't been able to see Barrett's yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of speed that up. When we fought those gangsters that were looking for Barrett back in Chapter 3, some of them dropped that combat drug they took, adrenaline, so I'm going to throw it on Barrett.
Tifa, watch out!
If you look in the bottom right, Barrett now has that little angry face icon. That's the Fury status effect. It's actually a debuff, but it has an advantage. It reduces his defense, so he's going to be taking more damage, but his limit gauge will fill up much faster now.
Give him hell!
I got this.
I feel like the little angry face is always on Barrett. It's sort of
Yeah.
the vibe he's trying to go for.
Yeah. So you can fill up the stagger gauge way higher than normal if you blow up a leg specifically with a lightning attack.
Yes, yes.
Hey, see that?
That's its heart. The Mako generator.
I'm guessing we aim for that. Give him what's coming
Let's
to him.
finish.
It's a good thing they're saying these words at 300 times speed.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
What are those?
More drones.
This is where I shine.
There's no like cover system or anything in this game, but in battles where there's a lot of projectiles, especially in boss fights, they frequently do design the levels to have places where you can hide so you don't get hit by them. Also, we still have ATB boost on Tifa, so we can use one Unbridled Strength, then double our gauge again,
Nothing to worry about.
Unbridled Strength again, and then still have enough left to summon Ifrit.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Help us out.
Time for my best friend. He hates to be here.
Ifrit really looks like his entire existence is pure torment, because he doesn't even have lips anymore. He's just constantly pissed off and in pain. But hey, he's found a positive outlet for all of his rage.
Yeah. Anti-corporate activism.
If only more demons got into this, the world would be a much better place.
Gotta be smart.
Instead, all those demons are just writing Kindle ebooks and talking about how you're not a real creative unless you're hyping 90 hours a week. If you have time to take a lunch break, you're not working hard enough.
Still in it.
So unfortunately, the Crab Warden isn't weak to fire, but Ifrit still does a ton of damage even without weaknesses involved, so he's still worth summoning.
That's how it's done.
Now let's finish it.
Also, Ifrit's look here is pretty similar to how he looks in most Final Fantasies that he appears in, but there is a bit of an outlier in Final Fantasy 15 where he's just a giant normal man with like demon horns coming out of his head.
Hell yeah. Good timing.
It's so satisfying if you can accidentally time a summon to do his big ultimate attack while an enemy is staggered. Oh, it's so good.
We've got
Sure, accidentally. Okay, cool.
Well, it wasn't staggered this time.
Oh yeah. Just pressured, that's right.
Yeah, but now Bear's got his limit break. Now it's staggered. Combine that with the fact that its generator is just super weak already.
Don't look now, but it's about to get real.
His fire in the whole limit break does over 7,000 damage.
That it?
now what?
Could be a system error.
Things probably busted. Bang, bang.
So this is kind of a tradition in Final Fantasy, like starting around like 6 or 7. Anytime you fight machines in a Final Fantasy game, there's almost always at least one where the more damaged it gets, the more powerful it becomes. For some reason, robots in Final Fantasy feel anger. They can experience that one emotion. And so on top of, oh, yeah, he'll also electrify the tracks. So you gotta hide in the gaps here. It's cool.
Get away from the tracks.
Yeah, frequently you can defeat a robot boss in a Final Fantasy game, and they will show up later utterly destroyed and just hobbling along, but they'll actually be significantly more powerful. And you can always tell when robots are mad because they violently shake. They look like they're about to fall apart at any point. I love it. Also in this final phase of the fight, even if you stagger it, its stagger meter starts draining super fast, so you can barely get any hits in.
Shit, still going.
Now what?
Destroy the pilot. That'll expose the generator.
Bring it on.
So now, at this point, You just gotta break its fucking face off, so the generator's just permanently exposed.
The weak point of any mech is the pilot. We all know this.
Also, when it's extra pissed off, all of its attacks it had prior get a little more dangerous. It fires a second wave of fireballs that go out further now. It doesn't do it in this footage I recorded, but it also, in this final phase, has the ability to just fucking drive over you. It'll just start peeling out and then drive to the other side of the arena really fast and run over you.
Stay away from the traps.
Yeah, thankfully your AI-controlled party members are very smart and are very good at never getting hit by that attack. So you only have to worry about yourself.
We got it!
How you like that?
Now we can do some damage.
How do you like that?
Yeah, and Cloud has Thundara, of course, because he leveled up his Lang Materia. Thundara on its own, hitting the generator, even without any staggering or anything, does like 1,500 damage. It's really good.
It's pretty alright.
Gotcha! There!
All clear.
And stay down.
Let's go.
Sure.
All right, this way. This won't do.
Sir, analytics reports that the feed went down after an anomaly was registered during the test.
An anomaly? Or an excuse for your failure to properly prepare the armor?
No, sir. All modules were confirmed fully operational. It's far more likely, given the circumstances, that the sensors were overloaded.
Is that so?
All the sensors in Section E are inoperable.
The President.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, everything is fine, sir. Better, even. There's been a development. Yes. Understood, sir. We know exactly where they were headed. If the armor is intact, then you'd best determine the nature of this anomaly soon. Should you fail to do so, you will deal with our intruders personally.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry. I treat my people more than fairly. So don't disappoint me. The passage is beyond these shipping containers. Let's slip through them. Talk about a tight squeeze.
You okay?
Yeah.
So, you bump into any giant robots like that in Reactor 1?
Yeah, except the bastard looked like a scorpion. Speaking of which, what would you say that last one looked like?
Huh? Well...
Looks dead now.
Warden of crabs.
Lo and behold.
It's hard for a crab warden, you know. It's been out of work ever since they discovered that if you just put crabs in the bucket, they'll keep themselves in there.
It's the easiest job in the world.
Just so you know, it's not gonna get any easier.
When did it ever?
All right, so, I said before, it's pretty easy to go the right way in that dungeon, but there is one catastrophically wrong way you can go.
Mm-hmm.
The reactor's the other way.
Generally, in all the other dead ends, they will very quickly tell you, like, hey, buddy.
You got any sense of direction at all? You want to keep going this way, you best explain yourself.
I think the reactor's in the other direction.
But this is how you get to the secret boss, Duck Waterproofer.
But yeah, a little bit further into this area, after you fight that first set of flame troopers and other soldiers, you can go the opposite way that you should.
That one's red, Merc.
And it's immediately clear that you should not go this way.
If we can't find our way out of these tunnels,
I'll bust some walls.
Good one.
Wasn't kidding, you know.
this the
I
right
do
way?
like the little objective in the corner that's find Stamp.
Yeah.
Like this is a rescue mission. We have to liberate Stamp.
You see Stamp?
He's got
Blue
such a
lights.
big heart. Such a big fucking heart on that boy.
Hey,
Barks at
you sure
nothing,
you're on the right track?
cannot sit or stay, but I love him.
Think you can stop me?
He's the greatest dog in the world. So yeah, if you go down this tunnel, eventually you
Are
start
we lost?
encountering more drones. Your party members will begin to question, like, their existence. And you just keep going.
And you make it all the way back to the Sector 7 slums.
Cloud, you got a mini-map and everything.
It would be incredible if you could go all the way back to Sector 7. It would take you 30 hours.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. You're lost.
If that's what you think, feel free to turn around.
Man, just admit that you are. Are you just playing this by ear?
It would be like the worst version of like an open world game. Like, yeah, you can go there. You shouldn't though. It's awful.
Yeah,
you
it's
just
really-
shouldn't.
Cloud will never admit his mistakes.
He will not ask for directions from a graffiti dog.
You've had your fun, now let's go back.
Asking for directions is extremely not cool. The incline sucks.
No reason to go this way, so let's not.
Let's please not, Cloud.
Let's please.
Cloud.
Also, can we take a break? We've been running at full tilt uphill for 2 miles.
Just swallow your pride and turn around already.
Don't want to lose track of them.
Is one of those Moogle medals for the marathon? What the fuck, Cloud?
What am I doing?
Yeah, this whole stupid Easter egg takes like 10 minutes to do.
Wrong way.
It is such a long distance to travel. Yeah, eventually you go and oops, we've looped all the way to the start of the dungeon.
Gotta follow the nose.
And Cloud has extra dialogue for running by stamps that you've already run by, where he's like, oh look, we're going the right way. It's so dumb.